What an amazing match we saw. The result at the end was 17 for Las Monjitas, 10 for La Ensenada. But let's go back to the beginning of the game. Las Monjitas having 34 goals in handicap versus 31 from La Ensenada gave La Ensenada a head start of 3 goals. But right away, Las Monjitas scored the first 2 goals in the first few minutes of the first chukker, leading by 5 goals, making it very difficult for La Ensenada. After the second and third chukker, La Ensenada started to organize their game and were really, they seemed to have a chance, but every mistake they made, Las Monjitas whacked it right in. Mariano, what do you think? Would it have been possible for La Ensenada if they didn't commit so many mistakes, small little mistakes right in front of the goal, and giving Las Monjitas their expertise, their chance to pass them over by the end?
Yes, Ivanhoe, I think that La Ensenada had the chance in the second and the third chukker. In the second half of each chukker, they had the chance because they opened the game very much. They played very wide with Negro Zabaleta and Joaco Pitaluga, and they made a couple of good shots, but they still didn't find the rhythm of the team. You know, they have to find what we call it funcionamiento, means functioning. They didn't function well, so they didn't even get to score the goals that they needed. What do you think about it, Carolina?
Yes, I agree with you, but I think, the second chukker was one of the strongest for La Ensenada. That's when we saw Juan Martín, but he's called Juan Zabaleta. His amazing goal, I think possibly one of the best goals of the game, that came in the second chukker, and it looked like La Ensenada were really going to go for it. They were going to capitalize and be offensive, but Las Monjitas, they have 2 10-goal players. That is exceptional, the talent on that team. And 2 10-goal players, and the other one's a 9-goaler. So I mean, they're possibly one of the strongest teams in the tournament and are contenders for the title.
And we need to think about something very important. If you look at the origin of the player, Sapo Cassette is a fantastic player from the area of Lobos, but Hilario Joa is son of the best tamer of polo in the world. So that makes the 2 10-goalers that have a little advantage against the rest. And
not only that, Mariano, Carolina, what you were just saying, not only do they have the 2 10 goals, but you almost chose a 5-goaler as the most valuable player because he is a young gun on the field, very hungry, riding strong, and amazing plays today.
Of course, most valuable player is judged not on the handicap, but the player that plays the best off their given handicap. And I really thought that 19-year-old Tomás Panelo was running back and forth in offense, in defense. He was with the man, riding hard, hitting the ball. I think he has a lot of talent.
He's hungry, isn't he?
Of course, yeah, which is what you need to make it to the top. It's what all these guys have, and what we're seeing here at the Extreme Polo League, a platform for the best players in the world.
Some of these players had the experience of the parents, like Juan Zabaleta, his father was Juan Martín Zabaleta, winner of the Aussie Open. So he's got a lot of history and he's got a lot of tradition on this.
And the images we're watching now can tell us how amazing the rhythm and the stakes were really high. And we heard the players after the game in the interview explaining how the new rules really do boost the action up.
Of course, and even though La Ensenada came into the game as the underdogs, being 3 goals less than their opponents, they did not come in with that mentality. They came in wanting to win. They want to win. They wanted to win this match. Of course, it didn't work out for them in the end, but they played as if they were going to win.
Did you see the power of Iñaki Laprida as a back? I think for me, it's one of my favorite backs in the world. What do you think, Ivanhoe?
We'll be back with more XPL.